First opened back in 1975, there's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Green Bay Packers and the New Orleans Saints. Two teams that don't like each other much. One will go to Super Bowl 53 as we're underway in the 2019 NFC title game. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Tackle there by Clay Matthews.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On second down, Kamara. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Bree's going to throw. And that is incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Taken in at the 11. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 right at the 30. A play fake to Montgomery. Now Rodgers. And he hits the former Saint, Jimmy Graham. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Let's go.
A first carry here for Ty Montgomery. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. In on the tackle, Alex Okafor.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Jumbo! Back to north.
Rodgers to throw on second down. Caught left side by Cobb. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Here's Rodgers. And he finds Jimmy Graham. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And this is good for a first down, his second grab of this NFC Championship bout.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, that's the second time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, they like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. A first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Devontae Adams, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Packers have taken the early lead. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And it's now a 7-0 game. Crosby on now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Shotgun now for Brees. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Nick Perry in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Now Brees throwing on 2nd down. And that is incomplete here.
Started to look like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Here we go.
Snap comes at 1, and now Brees. That's complete to Meredith. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. That one goes for 24 yards. Brees now on 1st down. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, One broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
Ready. You waiting?
Now Breeze on third down. Flushed out right. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Now a play fake here on first down. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And they're going to get this one up to the 35-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. And they've got it here with a first down.
That's fine. Yeah. Over here.
Rodgers handing to Montgomery. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
Give him 30 yards there.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a changeup in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the changeup, and on that play, it worked for big yardage.
He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On second down, Montgomery. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They'll run with Montgomery, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Hey, check 26.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over it.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Throwing is Rodgers. This is caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Crosby with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Crosby on now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early. Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
11. Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down, but we got to stand up over there.
Breeze to throw on second down. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. His first catch in this NFC Championship game, and it's a first down.
A Hall of Fame coach once said, there are no medals for trying. And that wasn't a trying effort, was it? That was a winning effort. How about that great catch?
Excellent. They know, hey, you lose this game, you get a ding or 2. You got 7 months to heal. They're going to go all out. Throwing on first down is Breeze. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That's caught by Meredith right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And this is good for a first down, his second grab of this NFC Championship bout.
Hey, check Mike 50. Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50. Good set. Come on, baby, come on. Hey, left, 28 left. Kill.
They go play action here on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hill. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Breeze now on first down. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
11.
Into the red zone, it's Breeze. He hits his target, left side, Watson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll be back with more in the NFC title bout after this.
Here we go.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Saint touchdown. A great play there. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. Lutz with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to...
He's got a man, complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Tyler Davison getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. To throw is Rodgers. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And a throw right sideline is complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They needed 14. They got 15 here on 3rd down. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Watch 88. Hey, check 26.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Rodgers going to throw again. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling as the first half is winding down. And the Packers add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
Crosby on now to kick it away. On the return, it's Ted Ginn Jr. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
On first down, Breeze. Throw left side complete. It's Hill. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Yeah, still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Hey, let's go. Come on. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Rodgers now on first down. Graham displaying the strength. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Rodgers now 13 of 15 passing. That's good for 87%. It's first and 10. Rodgers hands to Montgomery, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On second down, here's Rodgers. The connection made. It's Graham. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be fourth down. So they go pass on 3rd and 2. They complete it, but no gain. Should they have tried to run it?
I thought that running the ball in that situation is what they would have done, because at worst-case scenario, you may bring up a 4th down decision for your team. Instead, now, they're not close to the first down.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Again, it's Kamara, and it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. The Saints on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. And now the Packers get set to go. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes, it got his man, complete. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Packers. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers, and the Packers add 6 to their lead. Well, Charles, fans around here, they were already talking Super Bowl. They've made plans. You just can't look past anybody in this league, especially this deep into the playoffs.
You would think that every year that message would sink in, and it feels like every year we see something like this, especially the way they're handling them. All right, you didn't expect this part to happen, but when you're playing this deep in the playoffs, every team's dangerous.
That'll be taken in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Packers pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Tyler Jamison in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight. And Crosby puts it through, and that'll push the lead from 24 up to 27. Well, the offense, they got the ball in a great spot, but they went nowhere, forced him to take just the 3.
And they'll be, happy taking the 3. But those guys on the other side, they've got to be ecstatic. They didn't let them get anywhere. It made them kick a field goal. That almost feels like they got the advantage, doesn't it?
Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They run it again with Kamara. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now here live in New Orleans. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. The Saints on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Rodgers going to give this one to Montgomery. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the 4th quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there, and that's run the football?
The toss play to Montgomery. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Ty Montgomery, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the Packers are pouring it on. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Crosby on now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Losing 4 yards that time. And now it's 4th down. Now Breeze. Now he's flushed out right. Now this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
Time for a break. Back with more in the NFC Championship game after this.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Callie, zone left, Callie.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 6. The Packers on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. And off comes to Montgomery. Down to the 25. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And for all these guys, whether you're a rookie, a 10-year veteran, there's no feeling like this NFC champs.
And you feel like family. Never at any time do you feel more like family than when you're sharing the joy of being the NFC champs. And now everyone gets to say they're going to the Super Bowl.
And that will do it for this one. For Charles Davis, myself, and the entire crew, we'll see you in 2 weeks at the Super Bowl.